palpably than the rest. A living hell, or a zombie nightmare, as most of my patients describe it. In writing this book, I was reminded of the title of the French electronic music project M83's album, Hurry Up, We're Dreaming. This book is in fact not about dreaming, although the title of the album can extend to sleep, insofar as we're all concerned about sleeping. Sleeping faster, sleeping more, and sleeping better. This book is all about sleep, specifically poor sleep, that can be improved. But the title of the album is appropriate for our purposes to emphasize that sleep can't be hurried. It takes its time, and if you attempt to hurry sleep, it can actually slow down and exert its stubbornness. Performance anxiety can set in, and insomnia can take over in a most monstrous fashion. Sleep is a natural process, and to exert external pressures on it will simply backfire, as we may have all learned firsthand throughout the years. Rest assured that the techniques we'll use in this book will place some pressure on sleep, but it's pressure that is innate, and not external or foreign to the system. We may have heard the saying, pressure makes diamonds, but in sleep, being under such pressure will not demonstrate its restorative potential. Rather, it will show its destructive potential. Sure, we may have to work to fine-tune our sleep, but it should never resemble real work. Real work does not beget good sleep. In fact, working at sleep is anathema to getting good sleep. In this book, we'll return to this concept again and again. I continue to remember the ending sequence of the great American drama series The Waltons, which aired from 1972 to 1981. I was a child then, but I still remember the lines at the end of each episode when everyone appeared to go to bed at the same time each night and say their good nights. The sequence would sound like this. Elizabeth. Good night, John Boy. John Boy. Good night, Elizabeth. Good night, Daddy. And so on and so forth, until every one of the parents, grandparents, and 7 kids had said their good nights. During my training as a sleep specialist, I would always reflect on how inaccurate this depiction was, that sleep was not this artificial or imposed. No one family could make its members sleep at the same time, no matter how hard they tried. In fact, the harder one tries to sleep, the less successful they will be. But to see this scene played over and over again for almost a decade reinforced in me the notion that sleep should be uniform, that everyone could sleep at the same time each and every night. As a child, when I couldn't sleep, I would always blame myself. I thought that I somehow wasn't doing something right, that something was wrong with me. As a sleep expert, I now know better. But sleep is not uniform. It is different things for different people. For insomniacs, it is a chore, or dread, as most have come to call their albatross. Most insomniacs treat their bed as a painful bed of nails, because that is how psychologically uncomfortable it is for them. They are overstimulated when they attempt to unsuccessfully sleep in their beds. We'll tackle this issue with our first case, Laura, who loathed her bed after a traumatic incident, but was drawn to it like an opium fiend. This book is a little different from most sleep books. Sure, it will cover the essentials of what one needs to know about sleep and how to treat insomnia and its imitators. It will show you how to think about sleep so that it doesn't feel like a category of its own, separate from one's waking life. But it is also a book of narratives, a literary book of sorts, based on the actual experiences of patients whom I've seen over the years that exemplify the various sleep conditions at their most elemental. These stories are distilled to the conditions that patients of mine actually experienced, so that readers can identify with the sleep disturbances and the treatments that real people successfully underwent. Each story is rooted in patterns and symptoms that I have witnessed in my patients throughout the years. I undertook to write these stories to make it easier for you to recognize and relate the sleep concepts I discuss in a concrete and personal way. This book is similar to the books written by British neurologist and author Oliver Sacks, in which he